This is your weekend market review for Saturday, August 16, 2025. Let's go. Hey everyone, this is my channel to help investors and traders develop a probability-based mindset to succeed. Also try and keep friends informed of what's going on in the markets and the economy, and also a little real estate content as well. This is Dan Max at eXp Realty, aka the Trading Agent. This is your weekend market review, Saturday, August 16, 2025. Let's go. Grab a coffee, get comfortable. Let's dig in. Expect about 30 minutes. Pro move is to put this on 1.5. As of right now, what do we know, right? It looks like peace breaking out between Russia, Zelensky, the whole crew. We'll see. Again, either way, I've said, folks, I think it's kind of priced in. Unless they go full out nuclear, this never-ending like war of nothingness essentially is just it's priced in. So if they do break out into peace, which again we all hope so at some point, that I don't think the market's really going to give too much of a crap, right? And if you look at oil over the last couple of days and the way that gold's been acting, in my opinion, it's kind of already priced in. So what does that do to the market? I don't think it really matters. What I'm watching is the economic data, which has been absolutely horrible coming up. I mean, inflation much higher. Both CPI and PPI, not good. Retail sales, a lot of stuff not good. Again, we talked about how it looks like the economy is hitting the shitter. Hence why Trump is like, please cut rates. Well, then now the inflation came out stronger, so we'll see what happens here. And on that note, that's where you have to think about, okay, we have Jackson Hole meeting, Feds, end of the week. They're going to be all talking. They're all going to be doing their fly fishing in Jackson Hole. Hopefully they're fishing with Teton Valley Lodge, and they're going to get after it, but they're also going to get on the mic and then talk about shit. And at this point, I don't... Again, earnings, you got some retail names coming out and some economic data. I'm curious to see what those I don't want to use a derogatory term, those guys and gals end up deciding. Because in my mind, again, they're kind of stuck between a pickle. If you cut rates, do you not think inflation is going to go through the roof again? You're at 3%. You're not at your 2% target. So as of right now, like they're kind of stuck between a rock and a hard place. So we'll see what happens here. And again, the numbers in the economy, in my opinion, are getting worse. Right, but then you had like the 13Fs, and it showed Buffett doing things, and people are getting excited about moves hedge funds and institutions made April, May, June. They didn't make them last week, and so it's kind of is what it is right now. So just keep an eye on it, because again, I personally don't think the market has much upside, but hell, I can continue to be wrong. Again, that's why you got to trade the names that you're comfortable with, and again, some names are going up, some names are going sideways, and some are going down. So just make sure you pick the right ones. On that note, if you want to check out the Discord, link description below. Again, this channel is here for education. If you end up making any moves based on some of the things you see in here, please consult a financial advisor or whoever your consigliere of finance is. Again, if you'd like to chat, take 30 minutes. Let's chat about whatever. You need help with trading, need help with financing, like what are you thinking about having to do this stuff? You need help with real estate. Again, if you're looking to do real estate, I can find you one of the best agents in the country in your area. I promise. That's what I do. I've done that dozens of times with people. And again, you get two agents for the price of one. I will be involved in the transaction. So you can guarantee that if you trust in my integrity and my word, I'm going to help you with it. And again, love to help out two for the price of one. Also, again, updating this Scorpion Alchemy. Again, I'm going to post a few things here and there. And I posted it on Twitter. Again, the mind plane, where you get stuck, the overthinking, getting stuck in the whole, like just the idea. There's a Fed next week. Just remember, where do your abstract and fundamental beliefs come from? That's what's controlling your trading. Do you think you're worthy of it? Right? Again, it's all a mirror, as we talk about, like in life. The things that you have surrounded yourself, you accept and allow. Remember that. Don't ever play the victim, right? Like again, the victimhood, maybe you had something bad happen to you. Again, everyone has had bad shit happen to them. It's how you rise up out of it. And so again, struggling with trading, need some help, holler at your boy. That's what we do. Whew. And on that note, again, like, subscribe, hit the follow button. Again, I appreciate it if you're checking out the YouTube channel. Leave a comment, heart, share with a friend. Again, if you can't, you want to donate, great. Hit the thanks button. Link in the description below. I really appreciate it. But again, if you don't feel obliged to do that, which again is what it is, please like, subscribe, hit the notification bell. Again, share with friends. That's the greatest gift you can give if you can't do anything. Again, check out the tradingagent.com. Again, some people got to make back money out of the hole. I get it, right? So again, profits and properties and passive income. CNN Fear and Greed Index. Greed. It's in the greed. We've talked about it. It can be here for a while, right? We were in extreme greed at one point. Market's still continuing to rise. So again, I wouldn't get caught up on this too much. Again, I'm always looking for the extremes, right? Fed watch tool, we know in September. Right now, it's looking like a Fed cut. But after that number, it's still pretty high, right? It was almost like 100%. What was it? 90, I guess, well, 85, 80. Yeah, well, I guess we are. I mean, again, sorry, confusion sets in. I guess they are guaranteeing. It's just the future dates started rolling back some of the dates. So again, we'll see again. You don't get too caught up on it. But as of right now, September is expected rate cut. But that's where Jackson Hole meeting is going to say a lot. Like what they say will matter. Good old Bitcoin. Again, I've said this. It's hard to trust. Every time this thing is broken out, it's come with bigger volume. We're not getting that. Why is it not showing that? So as of right now, it seems to have broken out. We said watch the breakout, which again, 112,500 area. If not, this could just be a choppy mess and it could be a failure, right? Like you need to see big volume, in my opinion, or you need to see the price just get away from the old highs. Oil, good old oil, as we talked about, like it's probably stuck in this range. Again, if pieces breaking out, right? Oil goes from 70 down to 63. That's not a huge amount, but again, the premium that was built in based on geopolitical risk seems to be evaporating. Keep an eye on natural gas. Again, I like it. Talked about it having to pull back some. Seems to continue. It was trying to short the KOLD, got stopped out of that. Just kind of is what it is. Again, I'm watching natural gas, but I'm not really in love with it, right? Let's get it. Dollar, as we talked about, big consolidation pattern, going nowhere fast. Keep an eye on it. TLT, right? Like this is the thing. After the PPI, CPI data, higher rates again. This is the hardest part right here. Is like it's in a big ass effing chop zone. I like the lows, but I don't know. Right? I mean, big, beautiful bill, tariffs, all this stuff. Again, we can speculate endlessly. Again, I don't see, again, I see rates going lower if they do cut. Something doesn't look right. So just keep an eye on it. Vivix or VIX, right? We talk about this like it's getting near kind of the extremes. Here you go. Got the pop, a little baby pop. Again, if you want to hedge, take profits, manage your trades with options, the pricing is cheap. Don't sleep on this, right? Vivix, we talk about, you typically bottoms first. It looks like it has, but it's just not really showing you much as of right now. It's chopping around. SPY guy. We talk about OPEX, TOPEX, and first and last 3 business days of the month tops. If this is a top, we'll keep an eye on it. Again, the volume seems to be more selling up here, but doesn't mean it can't go higher. Like this is what's so hard. Is when people are like, you're shorting the index. I'm like, no, I have no desire. I got stopped out a while ago in some of them down in here. Just Keems again. If it's a rubber band, man, you notice it's getting tired. Like we finally broke the 20, then we bounced back and we made new highs. And it's like, ugh, gets back over there. And it's just like those last 3 days last week were just very sluggish. Nothing. Multi-day range, tight action, keep an eye on it. QQQQ. Feels like it blew off, in my opinion. But again, the volume's not great, but the money flow is just not there. This is where it gets so hard. You want obvious answers. You don't know until you bet it. Like that's Jesse Livermore's favorite statement. I mean, I agree with you. You don't know until you bet it. And this is the thing, right? When you go look at the monthly, like we've talked about this, the market's just gone nuts off the lows. Like that is really, I mean, with no real monthly pullback, are we going to continue on? Right? I'm not saying it has to be like a big full-on black, like blowout, but I mean, would you be surprised if we had like a doji, new lower lows, lower high? I guess you can't really make lower highs now, but again, pulling back seems very likely to me. We'll see what happens here. Keep an eye on it. Risk reward not really in your favor, bullish in my opinion in the indexes. Certain stocks, whatever they're going to do. IWM, as we talked about, I like the IWM long term. Interesting action, right? Broke out and then gave it all back with above average volume, right? And the close right back at the recent highs. I mean, I'm not the only one who's thinking long term. It is the play, right? It is what? The small caps, right? All about it. Even, was it Drunken Millers buying long-term calls? So keep an eye on it, right? DIA, popped on United Healthcare. Look at that. Gave it right back. Not really crazy, but it's just worth a watch. Gold, again, a lot of people are liking it. I'm not interested at all. After a huge F and move, look, and zoom out, then you zoom in, it's just in a chop zone. Keep it simple, stupid. Silver, again, I like silver, right? We talk about it, but near term, it's kind of hard. Like miners have definitely been holding up really well. But keep an eye on them. They're chopping around at the highs. GDXJ, right? Like finally the juniors are leading, but man, we really couldn't get away from the highs of this week. So again, just keep an eye on it. AEM, right? This is one of our favorites. It's been a monster. If you zoom out, like it looks way better than most of these names. Seems a little tired up here. AG, again, you would think silver, like, AG would be like cooking. Seems to be stuck. Keep an eye on it, right? Newmont, which has been one of our, we've talked about, like, once it broke out from 58, here you go. But now it's getting a little tired up here. PAAS, again, I like all these names on pullbacks. They look a little tired. Just keep an eye. Don't go nuts on them, right? Like, again, I think I would prefer people wait for pullbacks to buy them. But again, you do what you got to do. Taiwan Semi, again, my favorite sector is shorting semis. I don't think of a single semi name had a good like reaction to the earnings. Whether numbers are good or not, I don't give a shit. The market sells or buys the earnings results. Nobody's been buying. Taiwan Semi chopping around, looking toppy. Micron gets right back up to the highs after getting punted on earnings. Here you go. Again, can it get over it? No, it doesn't look like it. AMD, I mean, everybody's like, AMD's a $3 trillion. I'm like, whoa, you guys are fucking high. Maybe one day, I don't know. But we talked about, watch what happens when it gets up into this blue box. We're up here, we're getting high volume at the highs. Money flow ain't confirming, looking real damn tired. Makes a new high, gives it all back. NVIDIA, again, I mean, the whole chips game, it's nuts. Again, NVIDIA, you better watch that 20-day. SMCI, I mean, its earnings got popped. Pow. Intel. I mean, the only thing holding up semis is Intel. And it's because Trump's going to use some of the CHIPS Act money to, I don't know, help them make money. I don't know. Again, I'm not looking that deeply. It just seems like a whole bunch of shit, right? Look at the action on Friday. Somebody was like, get me the fuck out. AVGO, again, these names have been really doing really well. Keep an eye on it. As the market was making new highs this week, guess who? A lot of these names weren't. And then if they did, look at their Friday action, right? SMH. Right, like that. Man, this is such a choppy, sloppy action. Like if you look at it, it's like a little. If you probably look at it on the hourly, you can see that it's like a megaphone pattern, right? These are really tricky at times because you don't know which way it's going to go. Just keep on. Again, I think semis make sense as short, but keep a tight stop. Don't go nuts. Adobe, right? This one's bouncing a little bit off of the bottom. Back test the trend line. Keep an eye on it. Apple getting the bounce, right? Okay, cool. Like again, I've said this. It was in a purgatory of chop. Got some good news based on tariff reprieve, and all right, well, they're going to invest $600 billion. Again, they make $95 billion a year. I don't know how they're going to invest $600 billion in the United States. Wow. Okay, all right, you're buying that headline. Cool. Again, either way, that's why I said it's like it's not making new highs. It's just in a big fucking consolidation pattern. We talked about it. Once it broke, kind of back over this 100-day and downtrend. Yeah, could it bounce? Cool. Again, I'm not going long to chase it. Amazon, right? These names, these mega tech, they look real tired. Meta making new highs. Congratulations to them. Chopping around, but look at that sloppy pattern, man. I mean, you got references here. I mean, I'm just taking note of that one again. 790 plus. Keep an eye on it, right? CRM had a nice bounce on Friday, but again, these names have gotten cooked. Guggenheim, I mean, people are getting excited about this one again, back near the highs. Cool, but then what do we see on a Friday? Doge. Need to see what happens, follows through. Keep an eye on it. Microsoft, this one has been, leading up, but then look at that blow off top from earnings. You better watch that 20-day. NDAQ, again, I'm like kind of beating myself up. Shorted this one, got stopped out, and was like, I got something, and then let it go. And look at it, here you go. I told you this thing, 97, watch the 20-day. Again, I don't think tech is the future. I'm just hate to be a dick. And not the future of the market. That's what I mean. Like, again, the overvaluations of these names is absolutely bonkers. Again, go look at the valuation of the market as a whole, right? The S&P 492 versus like the top 8. It's nuts, man. But again, it can be irrational. Again, as Sour Jim liked to say the other day, again, the market can become, you stay solvent as the market becomes irrational, right? Like you don't, so you don't want to play that game. MicroStrategy again, Bitcoin's breaking. Something doesn't make sense here. Hello. Netflix, we talked about this one peaking. Man, it's not a bad area. Netflix, 1240. Keep an eye on it, right? Roblox. Getting some, we talked about the pedo stuff. Man, now more lawsuits coming out. Wow, okay. Does that not look like a blow off top? Put your eye on that candle, okay? Near term probably should bounce at the 50-day. CrowdStrike, again, some of these names we talk about, I mean, no Coop in the Discord, we're talking about like, man, these look like they have some spots they bounce at, especially Pan W again. I'm not going to say that these can't bounce here. Look at this, nice oversold. Again, I think cybersecurity is the big play here in time. Tesla, look at this, broke the downtrend and then gave it right back up. I struggle with this one. Again, people are getting excited about it. I'm like, man, it just looks like a sloppy, choppy channel. I'll play that game later. Just keep an eye on it. Palantir, even OPEX, TOPEX. I mean, that's pretty far away from the 20-day. Like, it usually just rides the 20-day. And every time it gets far away, look what happens. Right here, I'll just steal this arrow. Like, every time it gets pretty far away from the 20-day, look what happens. Again, I'm not saying go out here and short this thing, but I'm saying go out here and short this thing, potentially the 20-day and less. Like, when it gets really far away, that's your cue. Now, I don't know if I'd short it right here, but again, if you get any bounce, it makes sense. Insight, you're welcome. Talked about this at 55. You're fucking welcome. Now it's at 87. Hot diggity damn. You're welcome. Again, if you bought this name or you put it in your IRA, cool. HIMS. What the fuck is the debate here? This stock is nothing. It's a big value trap. It's not even a value trap. It's just a trap. Anybody can duplicate them easily. There's lawsuits flying around. The CEO can't sell fast enough, and all I see is FinTwit just all over this name. I'm like, what are y'all doing? Looks dead. Dead in its rights, just chopping around. Baba, we talked about this one, bouncing from the 100 area. Got earnings coming up. Be careful. McDonald's, chopping around. Starbucks, right? We talked about this one. It was a nice bounce off the lows, but now it's just chop. Again, they gotta prove it, man. They gotta prove it. Airbnb, nice little bounce from the 115. We talked about it failing at the highs. Now it's chop. Coinbase, look at. I mean, this is the thing about profits. Look at it. If you didn't sell any in the upper 400s, you are back at 300 plus. Oh, keep an eye on it. DKNG, again, I like this one on the bounce going into college football season of football. I buy the rumor, sell the news. Again, I think there's way too much competition in the gambling space. And now ESPN is going to be all over the game. I mean, you got to be kidding me. Costco, we talked about this holding the trend line, but it looks like a big sloppy consolidation pattern. Leave it alone. FedEx. Right? If the market's going to be ripping, why does FedEx suck? We talked about financials finally peaking. I mean, do yourself a favor. Head and shoulders formation. Go check out Dan's video about that. Here is your left shoulder. There's your head. There's your right. Keep an eye on it. SoFi, again, I'm going to add SoFi and Hood. I've been talking about them. I like these names. I know people are buying this. I know the institutions are buying this name. Now, again, if I was going to be trading this one, I would be watching to see how it pulls back, because not to say that it can't go higher, but that candle right there looks a little ominous. And if you're lucky enough to be patient, I think you're going to get a pullback. And if I had to guess, the 0.618 is like probably the best place to buy it. Like, again, you get back towards the 200-day, get into this again. Look at the VAP zone right here. Again, can it get back to the 15s? Not guaranteed, but right, you see what I'm saying? This is where I'd be looking. That would be like a gift. Hood, we talked about this one. Everybody loves it. Got a little bit in the portfolio, long-term stuff. Looks better than most banks, but again, I mean, I wouldn't sit here naked with it, right? Like, I mean, I don't think it would hurt to sell some deep in the money calls, say for November. And if this pulls back, say you sell like the 70 or 80 calls and it pulls back 10, 15, 20 points, collect that premium, baby. JP Morgan, again, I know some folks are looking at this. Chopping around. Morgan Stanley. I mean, these names starting to look a little fugly. Bank of America. Keep an eye on these names, right? Lower highs. Goldman Snacks. That little candle could be a little, I don't know, Terminator. We'll see. KRE, we talked about this like lagging. Look at this shit. A lower high. Keep an eye on it. XBI, right? We talk about XBI now. We talked about, again, if you bought this shit at the lows in April, now it's breaking out again. Keep an eye on it. Again, I'm going to throw you an H on here because people are talking about it. Like, Buffett bought at 411, y'all. Pretty sure he bought what? Like around here? Some of this. Is it due to... There is a lot of shit behind the scenes on this one. And I'm telling you right now, it is not out of the clearing. Is it priced in? I don't know. But again, this could get... Again, it's like one of those... It's like a very binary thing. Like, you get fucking crushed or you're going to make a ton of money on this. So limit your risk. Congrats. XHB, we talked about housing sucks, but even that bounce, keep it on it, because if rates don't really follow through, let's get in the commodity sector, because this is where this is where I think the biggest value, greatest value long term. XLB, we talked about this, anything in the mid 80s. Dow got crushed. Look where it hit, backside of an old trend line, and then bounced to the 20-day again. I'd be watching, watch the 20 area. Makes sense to me. Again, CE, again, some of these names got absolutely cooked. Right back to the lows, right? Man, 38 area. Again, CE before, if you go read the reports on this, again, it wasn't that bad. Brokerages love this. I mean, you can tell they came in and they supported this off the lows. Caterpillar, chopping around, but making a little lower highs. I mean, Deere got cooked on earnings. I don't know if I'd call it really cooked, but gap down. I mean, this thing's had a monster run, right? Nucor, Buffett's buying. Again, I don't like chasing. I mean, again, he bought it in, I don't know, down here, and you're buying it up. What are you doing? Again, I'd like for the trend line, I don't know, just some sort of pullback. IN, right? We talked about this. I said, hey, watch that 34 area. I like that. Keep an eye on it. Could be head and shoulder-ish, but if it invalidates the head and shoulders, you know what happens next? You fly. I don't even know where the trend line would be. I'd just be watching it, right? That does look like it's gonna, again, if it goes up and away, right? Just keep an eye on it. Vale, again, these are all names I like, but they're chopping around. Watch them pull back. Keep an eye on them. Again, sloppy and choppy, but again, I don't think they're, again, it's not like tech stocks where they have huge downsides. Arrow, again, we're looking, man, look at that consolidate, super tight. If you can see a 13 handle on Arrow, I think that makes sense. QVLF, we talked about this one, chopping around at old trend line. SCCO, again, we like copper. They got, all these names got bounced down on tariff stuff. Taco tariff, keep an eye on it. Nice little bounces back. FCX, again, we talked about this one in the 36 to 38 range. Nice work. I guess it wasn't 36, it was 38. I was hoping 36, yeah. Nice bounce. Talked about it. URNJ, again, we like nuke stuff. Right, this one's holding up really well, chopping around. Had a nice move. You go from 12 up to 23. Let it consolidate. Oklo, again, another one we like. But again, it's I don't like it now. You hit some, if you go look at what it, like, the whole move in this, I mean, yeah, you hit the upper bound. You hit the 1.618. Look where we're holding. So far, again, keep an eye on this 68 level. But if not, man, there would be nothing wrong with this thing pulling back. And again, here, let's just go fib over fib. It's not, you can cry about it if you want, but look. Yeah, man, 0.382. Man, if you can get that back into 60 area, that would be killer, right? High 50s, 58, 60. Man, that'd be crushing it. CCJ, again, we like that. We like this stuff, but man, it looks a little tired, right? You go from 35 up to 80. Consolidation. CF, again, we talked about these ag names starting to pull back. Now you got some pullbacks, right? Set the alarm, 80 area. Mosaic, I know this dropped on earnings. I know Shannon and some of the folks were looking at it around 30. I did not grab that, but look at that bounce back. NTR, same kind of thing, right? I would say NTR. 200-day, 53 area. Keep it on. SQM, again, we bought this one at 36, 32. Man, all over the lows. Right? Took some profits on that gap up. Now we expect it to consolidate. It's just, that's a thing of beauty. Like, the higher and tighter it stay, I have no problem with that. Look at where we're coming off of. The bottom. The bottom. So, okay, cool. It's like this. Consolidate. Now, could it pull back? Yeah, anything's possible. Man, but if they're 42, I'd be watching the here, keep it simple. If you go look like your 2-hour chart, like look at this bottom of this range. That's what I'd be watching. Again, like these names long term. AA, another one like long term, right? I don't know. I mean, just chopping around off the bottom. AA, 28 plus, man. If you get there, it's a gift again. Kalu, right? A lot of these names, I talked about this. Like, go look at this. Like, Kalu looks ripe here, right? Like 72, 73. Keep an eye on it. MP, again, this is another one that's probably due to pull back or chop. We like rare earth metals. You probably get better value out of REMX. But this thing has also had a great move. Look at these, man. Like, but people don't look at where this came from. Zoom out. Got it? So again, these could have more room upside. Keep an eye. TMC dropped on earnings. That's just, I don't know, 100-day? 460 area. Again, I'm not really trading this one, but I'm watching it. Cliff is another one, like watching. Nice little bounce from the 200-day. Just keep an eye on this stuff. Oil and gas, we talked about oil pulling back, piece stuff. Keep an eye on this mid-70s. UNG, I hate this fucking product, right? Keeps making lower lows. KOLD, we talked about shorting like 30. It's gotten a little higher. It's probably now already, but keep an eye on it. Again, I know some folks looking at natural gas. It makes sense. Not going to get me, saying no on it, but I just I don't know. Is it the best trade? That's what I ask myself. XOP, we talked about, you like oil and gas names? If these things can break the freaking downtrend, like look at NPC. We talked about these pulling back. Valero, right? They typically pull back. They lead oil and gas pullbacks. Looks like it. ExxonMobil, right? Chop, fizz. BP, right? Chopping around. Again, I think BP is a takeout. I know it is. Shell's going to buy them. It's just what price. Keep an eye on it, right? Occidental, Uncle Warren ain't going to lose on this one. Keep an eye on it, right? I don't know. Say Oxy 42, right? Devon Energy. I mean, we like all these names, right? I don't know. But Devon 31 plus. Apache. We talked about this one, the 18s, right? They look all right. Getting over the 200-day, breaking the downtrend. Lyondell base got crushed because of Dow. Look at that. Look at that volume, y'all. And LYB. I'd be curious again to set an alert down here at 51. If it comes back below, check it out. CVE, again, this has been another junior oil name. Looks good. LNG, right? Looking pretty good. Right, we like the natural. Again, these not, I wouldn't say looking pretty good. They're just chopping around. Like EQT looks good from the 51 area. We talked about that one. That looks good. Right, I like that one. Oh, I almost forgot solar again. Anywhere the 51 plus, or just taking notes. Again, solar, there were some Trump laid out some, it was an executive order about regulations on solar. I mean, look at the pop. We talked about it, right? Like, I don't think there's any room in shorting these down here. We talked about First Solar being the favorite of mine. Again, look at this thing. Once we got over the mid 180s, boom. Nice volume down. Look at the big green bars in volume. HYG, again, watching, see how this holds up. Again, chopping around. And last but not least, Flex LNG. We talked about being natural gas exporters. He broke the downtrend and down channel. All right, so do you have any questions? Don't hesitate to reach out. If you do, don't be scared. I'm telling you, people, like the hardest thing right now, and I mean, I have to admit this to myself, right, is vulnerability. The openness and honesty to say, I need help. Let me share with you what's going on. Help me. Not from the sense of just give me the answer. No, help me understand myself by being open. Because I think that's the hardest thing here is everyone wants to pretend that they can figure it out on their own. Again, if you think you can figure out the hardest shit in the world, in the market, trading, life, whatever, on your own, well, just look at your results. That's basically where your capacity is. And again, not to be mean, like that's just the truth, right? The world around you is a mirror. It is reflecting back to you what you're capable of in this present moment. Not to say that you can't become and change and break out of the programming and understand your own loops and all your shit, but that's part of it. And so again, as we expand, like that's one of the things I really want to help folks with, and that's the coaching part of it. People are like, well, what does that entail? Yeah, it entails getting involved, reaching out, and we'll go from there. Again, people are like, well, how much does it cost? No, let's see if we're a good fit. See if I can actually help you, and then we'll get into how all that will work. Because again, the way that we work is, again, it's not in a model, the old model of, let me tell you how to fix yourself and it's going to cost you X amount. No. The new model of, again, my opinion, of really good coaching, therapy, and helping people is to reach out, conversate, see where it's at, and then see what the time is worth. How much help do you really need? Like, we cannot give blanket answers to people's unique situations and problems. The cost of fixing and helping me is different than the cost and help that you might need. And so it's such a shitty old model. Again, that's what we're trying to change. And if you have a chance, check out our website. Should be updating next week, scorpionalchemia.com. Would love to help. And again, the key is to go deeper. And when I say that, meaning it, it's like go deeper into why you are struggling. Like, we can talk. Again, I will do a video on my struggles if you want. I don't have no problem sharing it. Because again, hopefully, again, we learn from each other's past and mistakes. No one is impeccable. No one will be flawless in this. So again, love to help. Leave a comment below if you like some, to chat. Again, have a good weekend. Relax, surrender for a little bit and let it play out. But again, take some notes. Enjoy this. Watch this back if needed. Leave a comment if you need help. Talk to you later. Peace. Hey, thanks for watching. If you have any questions, stop by the Discord room. A link is in the description below. Also, if you'd like to help support more free content, your PayPal link is in the description as well. I appreciate your continued support of the channel.